Hi folks, and thanks for joining us on another Everest Base Camp trek video. This time we leave Lobuche and make our way towards Gorak Shep before finally heading on towards Everest Base Camp. This is what traffic jam in the Himalayas looks like. Okay, so we've got our first view of base camp in the distance there. So it looks like we might be doing it this afternoon now as well. Gorak Shep is where the final tea house is before you get to base camp. It's also one of the busiest tea houses. We just had enough time to get something to eat, check into our room and then head out again. The excitement was definitely building now as we were getting closer to our goal.
So this is us approaching base camp. There's Everest up between those two peaks there. You can probably see in the distance. The rock that everybody stands up, we can hear the cheering already. Just got a bit of a gap in the crowds just to speak to you for a few seconds, because I'm sure it's going to be busy enough when we get down there. But yeah, here it is, the culmination of a week's walking. Get to here.
Here we are at Everest Base Camp, joining the queue for the obligatory picture in front of the big rock. With so many people jostling for position in front of the rock, we decided to take a more leisurely picture behind the rock as well.
1, 2, 3. Massive well done to everybody to get here. And you know, like, this has not been an easy challenge. And we've had our ups and downs, and we've had a few tears. Well, in fact, we've had many tears. But we got there in the end. And Fiona's unfortunately not here. It wasn't her day. But she did absolutely amazing. And she got to 5,000 metres. So yeah, I just want to say well done. We've got a little surprise for you all.
Oh, we medal.
Look at the excited faces.
Well done, guys. You've absolutely blitzed it. We are very, very proud.
Thank you. Oh my God, Kathy, fantastic.
Oh my God. And yeah, just a big thank you to our porters and our Sherpas, because you know what, these guys have pulled it out of the bag for us. It is, everybody can agree, this has been absolutely seamless the whole way.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, we can move on this side.
And once you get your medal, you're free to go, and I'm not going to annoy you anymore. And we don't have to carry them anymore.
Well done.
Good job,
Well done.
I know. We're still alive.
I didn't kill anyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're very welcome, Sonia. Thank you for being here.
Hope you don't mind me speeding this bit up, but there was a lot of people to get through with those medals. So that was our short visit to base camp, except for one thing, of course, the ultimate 5-ball challenge. 12 hours later and we were back in Gorak Shep, absolutely exhausted, and debating whether I'd be fit enough to do the proposed sunrise hike to Kalapatar the next morning.
We're back.
So, next morning at 4 AM I decided I just wasn't fit enough to do Kalapatar that day. But someone who was my roommate Ian, who took this amazing photograph. Ian was just one of 4 people who made it up Kalapatar that morning. I don't regret the decision not to go. I really was exhausted from the day before. It's important to know your limits, and I knew it would have wiped me out for the next day of hiking, which definitely wasn't a short day either.
So it looks like I've got the trail to myself again for a few minutes. So yeah, the distance we've done today is pretty much what we covered in 2 days. In the last 2 days we've done in 1 day on the way back down. And yeah, and the altitude, you barely notice it when you're coming down. So the weight lifting, easier to breathe. We've had a few people really suffering this last couple of days, but yeah, it was great to do. And our place for tonight is just ahead of us now, so not too long to go. But yeah, amazing.
We were definitely glad to see our tea house at the end of the day, and now that the pressure of reaching base camp had subsided, people could relax a little bit.
So as usual with these things, change of plans again. What we had planned to do in 2 days, we're doing in 1 day. So yeah, the plan is now to get back to Lobuche for Friday, I think, because bad weather is forecast at the weekend, which might really impact on our ability to get back to Kathmandu in time for our other flight. So yeah, we're upping the pace and doing the 2 long days here, but it'll be good anyway because it'll mean we can spend a bit more time in Kathmandu, and we'll still be doing the same amount of trekking, just in a short period. So yeah, another early start this morning. But now we're out of altitude, people are feeling a lot better anyway. Oi, stop fighting.
After a long morning of hiking, Namche Monastery was a welcome sight. It's one of the biggest monasteries in the Himalayas, so obviously we had a quick look round it. Now most of these monasteries don't let you film inside, but yeah, it was definitely worth seeing. Here's a shot of the interior that I found on the web. Just across from the monastery was a great tea house where I had one of the best dal bats of the trip. But we couldn't hang around for too long. We needed to get to Namche Bazaar before the end of the day.
Cheetahs.
It was at this point that Ian spotted a Himalayan monal, which is the national bird of Nepal. We weren't close enough to get a good shot, but here's one from the web anyway. So that was us in Namche Bazaar. I think we confused this American guy by walking around in circles.
Come and join us. Irish bar later.
After a long day of hiking, it was great to get back to the Green Tara Hotel. But I think that's where we'll leave it for this time. Join us next time when we finally get back to Juggler and have a pint at the Irish bar. Plus, we get back to Kathmandu to see some of the historic sites and not so historic sites as well. See you next time.